Hi, I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. Well, sometimes disease and the conditions you're going through isn't only caused by poor nutrition. It isn't caused by a lack of medication, not always by improper exercise. Sleep, yep, sometimes stress as well. Let me tell you something that I've noticed over the last couple of years that is kind of uniform across most people who are constantly stressed out. They're constantly anxious. They're constantly having symptoms like IBS and gut issues and bloating and acidity, and they're always in this constant chase to lose weight, desperate measures to keep the weight off them. The one commonality that I see, I don't want to generalize, but it's one of the very strong commonalities that I see in these people. Most of them know what to eat. They know that they should exercise. They try to sleep well. But the one thing that they do wrong, and that affects their physical, mental, emotional health, is comparison. They are constantly comparing themselves with people all the time. Today we look at depression. We look at depression with sympathy. We look at depression like, oh my God, it's this big problem. It is. It is real. Before people get angry, I'm not here to take away from your pain of depression and how you've addicted yourself to that emotion. But let's make one thing very clear. If you are that person who is constantly comparing every part of your life with someone else or the world out there, it is your fault if you're in depression today. Yes, you can take medication to get better. You can change your lifestyle. But if you are not willing to work on this one mechanism in your body that causes you to compare yourself with the world all the time, it is your fault that you have more anxiety in your life. It is your fault that you're depressed, moving into a downward, spiral of depression. It is your fault that you can't be happy. It is your fault that you're constantly feeling sad. Let's understand this, because the world has become soft. Today we all want to look at projecting our blame, our anger, our complaints on someone else so that we feel better about ourselves. But you feel better about yourself for 2 minutes. After that, you still know that the fault is with you. You still know that you need to take responsibility. You need to be accountable for your own decisions that have brought you this far in your life. So whatever it is, there's always a solution. But number one, we are talking about comparison today and how, people have said it, presidents have said it. It is comparison basically is the thief of joy. You cannot be happy if you are comparing yourself. You can pretend to be happy. That's what most of the world is doing right now. Pretending to be happy at parties and social events, on social media and stuff like that. But the bitter, ugly truth is, if you are comparing yourselves with people, you cannot be happy. And let's understand how that works. Now, comparison and learning from someone is completely different. So I may look at the lives of other people and I may say, wow, what a life, what a great body, what a business he's built. What are the things that this person has done? And I may learn from them. I may look at that person as a role model and learn that, oh, this person used discipline. This person has used consistency. This person has educated himself to a level where he could build this business. And that inspires me and motivates me. Very different from comparison. Comparison is when I see, oh wow, what a great body. Oh, look how many likes she got. So if I have a great body, I'll get so many likes. I'll be appreciated and I'll be loved. And you start comparing your body with the other person, and all it brings you is misery. And let's understand how comparison is robbing people of their happiness and their life. Every second of the day and minute that you are comparing your life to other people or yourself to other people, know one thing. You are wasting time, which is finite. You have one life and finite time. Where do you want it to go? Into a wasted emotion or into living your life? So let's start. Number one, why we should not compare ourselves with people is you are unique. Everyone is unique. Everyone is an individual. That's why they're called an individual. There are no two yous. So you can't be someone else. You can't be me. I can't be you. It's as simple as that. Now, we may want to learn from one another and emulate certain characteristics or skills. That's great. But you can't be me. And you shouldn't be trying to do that. And I shouldn't be trying to be you. I don't want to be you because I'm unique. I'm individual. So number one, that's where comparison fails. There's no debate for it. There's nothing for it. There's no argument. Okay? Because everyone is unique. You know that. There are no two same people in the world. Have you been one of those people who copy other people's diets? You look at a celeb's body and then they post their diet and you copy it. Do you end up looking like them? Absolutely not. Or you see an exercise program posted by your favorite athlete or your favorite actor or actress. Do you end up looking like them even though you've done it? Absolutely not. We are built differently. So right there, comparison fails again. It's a waste of time, like I said. Comparing yourself is a waste of time. Your time, the very time that you could be using to create, to evolve, to build, you have wasted it comparing it like apples and oranges. You get nothing out of it. Your self-esteem drops like this. You may have self-esteem, but the quickest way to reduce your self-esteem and kill it is by comparison. Because you don't like the way you are. You constantly want to be someone else. You're constantly trying to be someone else. That only makes your self-esteem come down because you are obviously comparing yourself to people who are better than you. You are comparing yourself to things and people and things that you want from them, their lifestyle, their material things, their body, their looks. Okay, so right then you have lowered your self-esteem through comparison. It's endless. It never ends. Comparison never ends. I know so many women and men who say, Luke, oh, when I look like this, when I reach this weight, when I can fit into this dress, I'll be happy. Are they happy? No, they reach their goal. They absolutely reach their goal because I'm good at what I do. I help them reach their goal. But are they happy? Absolutely not. Then they see someone who looks better than them because they've been comparing themselves to some model that they saw, and now they see someone who looks better than that model, and it's an endless game. They go on comparing themselves, never feeling happy about what they have and about what they've achieved. It leads to residual feelings of resentment and bitterness. You know, you come across a lot of people who are always living in resentment, and they're bitter people. They can never be happy. These are people who compare. They compare themselves all the time. And because you cannot achieve it, it's an impossible task. What happens is you build up a residual emotion, which is resentment and bitterness, and that eats into you like rust. It lowers your immune system, it robs you of happiness, it makes you age rapidly, you look old, you look like you have all the problems in the world, resentment, guilt, unforgiveness, and all of these things. You're being too hard on yourself because you don't have a realistic benchmark of comparison. It adds no meaning to your life. Comparison adds no meaning to your life. Today, if you want to live holistically and you really want to change yourself and get out of this rat race, you need to add more meaning to your life. You can have things and you can have wealth and money. Add that to your life as well. But if you're not adding meaning to your life is meaningless. As simple as that. You can never be happy if you're meaningless, if you have a meaningless life. So along with everything else material that you add to your life, add meaning. You can't add meaning if you're comparing yourself with people all the time. Let's take an example. A businessman who's building his business but can never be happy because he's constantly comparing his turnover, his bottom line, his top line with another company, with his rival businessman who may have a completely different line of business, a way of running their business, but he can't appreciate the fact that, hey, I'm a businessman, I have a business. Maybe it's not doing too well right now, but by you comparing, is not going to bring any change in your business. By you learning, maybe yes, but by comparing, you miss the journey of life. You will miss the journey and that joy of running your own business because you're constantly comparing it with someone else. Let's take an example of parents and a child. Some parents constantly compare their children's marks with other kids. That's the most ridiculous thing. And what needs to exist is an invisible slap for those parents. Yeah, you may not like me for saying that, but let me understand something. Appreciate that fact that your child even has the ability to learn, that your child may be different, that your child is unique, and maybe he doesn't need to be good at this subject because what the world has for him is something way bigger than the marks that you're expecting him for. So you can't compare his performance to himself. Have you improved since last year? Have you improved since the last test or the last exam? But comparing your children's marks with other children's marks is stupid. It shows your insecurity. It shows your issues, your own flaws, not the child. Because the child may grow up to be something else, and the marks that matter to you may not matter to what destiny has for your child. So instead of enjoying the process of your child growing up, instead of nurturing them and helping them, recognizing what their weak points are and focusing on what their strong points are, you go on robbing them of joy and your own joy by comparing stupid things like marks. Okay? Look at the housewife. A housewife who has dedicated her life to her children. She makes sure she's there when her children come back from school. She's cooking for them, making sure they have a hot meal. They're not eating out of packets and junk food and constant orders on Swiggy and Zomato and all of that stuff. And she goes through this day. And then at the end of the day, she compares her life with some jet-set businesswoman who she sees her pictures on Instagram, running a business and all of that stuff, and she feels miserable. You don't have to compare yourself. Your life is completely different. You chose to be a housewife. You are a hero right there. You are giving your invaluable time to your children and your family. Feel proud of that. But if you're comparing yourself with another woman, you're going to start looking at what you're doing, okay, as a task, as something that you're forced to. What's going to follow? Bitterness and resentment, and then guilt, and then feeling sorry for yourself and everything. What caused it? You being a housewife, or you comparing yourself with someone else? And vice versa. That jet-set businesswoman may be looking at a housewife and silently thinking while her plane takes off, oh, I wish I had more time with my children. Oh, I wish I had this. I wish I could be there for my family. So you see, it makes no point in comparing. There's no right or wrong. The businesswoman is right. The housewife is right. You chose your path. Okay, live with it. Don't compare your lives with other people. And then we have the person in their career constantly comparing themselves to their friends. Oh, he's got a better job than me. He works more. He works better than me. He's got a better position than me. He's a CEO. I'm just a manager. Enjoy the process of life. Know why you can't become that CEO. Are you lacking some skills? Are you lacking the right attitude? But by comparing is not fixing your problem. It is only making you sadder, and you don't get to appreciate and be grateful for what you have in life. And what you are grateful for in life, truly you get more of it. What you are ungrateful for in life, you get more of that as well. So comparison doesn't help us. You cannot be happy if you are comparing your life with other people. In fact, it makes you feel inadequate. It makes you feel inadequate. So today you wake up, you look in the mirror and you say, oh, I have a great body, I have a great job, and wow, I'm feeling great. And then you start scrolling through social media and you see someone's life better than yours. Now you start feeling inadequate. But when you woke up in the morning, you were on the top of the world because you felt adequate. But your process of comparison robbed you of that. And now you feel inadequate. So what's the solution? Most people don't know who they are. Most people don't love themselves. They don't respect themselves. They don't appreciate themselves. So the first thing that you need to do, because if you can't appreciate yourself, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know how to love yourself and respect yourself, no one else has to do that for you. No one is going to do that for you. And then you'll allow yourself to become a doormat, pulled in different directions with the opinions of other people. So the first thing is, make a list of all your positives. Make a list of all the things that are good about you, your achievements. What have you done? You may be this housewife who's holding a family together. That's great. That is absolutely invaluable. You may be this businessman who sacrifices certain things to build a fantastic business you can provide for your family, add value to society. Write that down. Know that about you, because that's going to increase your self-esteem. So rather than allowing your self-esteem to be destroyed by what you see in society, by comparison, build it yourself. Know you first. You know, you may find that one little thing that I may not have so much that other people have, but I have true love in my life. That's a big thing, because half the world is scrambling for true love today. It's not existent. You've got to be blessed and lucky to have that. Okay, you may not have that great beach body, but you have true friends who don't backstab you. You can feel truly happy. You can be yourself with those friends. That is worth more than you having that physique or that bikini body, but having fake friends around you. Having to constantly maintain a facade in society, and you have to constantly buy your love and buy your appreciation. So you're way off better having a little fat in your body and real people around you than having that fake body and emptiness in your life. So make a list of your achievements, make a list of your strengths, what you have, what you appreciate about yourself. Your mindset. What is your mindset? The first way you got to program the mindset of your child every single day and yourself is that you are unique and you are individual. So now it's common sense to a child, what do I get out of comparing people? But if the mindset is not formed, if it's not in your subconscious mind that we are unique and we are different, your child will grow up comparing. So when we know that, if I know I'm unique and individual, comparing is a waste of my time. Maybe I'll still do it. I probably will do it with awareness, but I know it's a waste of my time. It's serving me no purpose. So work with your beliefs and your mindset. Remind yourself, affirm every day that you are unique and you are individual. It's as simple as that. Okay, always remember that the grass is always greener on the other side. It always looks greener on the other side. But when you get on the other side, most people realize they're still unhappy. So you're already standing on some grass. Water that grass, nurture that grass, nurture the place where you already are, and try to build that place. Just constantly changing jobs, constantly changing relationships, constantly changing visions in life doesn't get you anything. You're doing that because you've seen something different and you think, oh, if I do this, I'll have that. Comparison. That's why people with crystal clear visions are the ones who achieve in life, because nothing can waver them. No amount of comparison, nothing. They are crystal clear about what their goals are and what their vision is. Now remember, in life sometimes we may not like our body, we may not like our job right now. It's okay. Right now accept it. That is how it is. You can wish and intend for your future to be different. But right now, it is the way it is. Acceptance first. Comparison will not do the work that acceptance does for you. So, at the end of it all, if you compare, you cannot be happy. Number one, the only comparison is you. You are your benchmark. Am I better than I was yesterday? Am I improving in my own health? Is my body changing in my own image in the mirror, not someone else's? Not someone else's. So the benchmark of comparison and the benchmark of growth is you. Never someone else. Never someone else, because we are unique and we are individual. And when you learn this, a lot of your stress, a lot of your anxiety, a lot of your fear will automatically start reducing and disappearing out of your life. Reflect on this tonight. Most of the stress that you have in your life, okay, most of it would be caused because you are comparing your wealth, your career, your friends, the way you look, the way you dress with someone else. And because it can never be that way, it leaves you with a residue of stress, bitterness, resentment, unforgiveness, hatred to yourself, lack of self-love, lack of self-confidence, and lack of self-esteem. Without that, you're an unhappy person. You've got to pretend to be happy. You've got to buy more material things. You've got to build more facades of how you want the world to see you. All that is unnecessary when you stop comparing yourself and you start living your truth. Your authentic truth. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.